Get ready to rock out with your talk out. It's the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. All right there, short stuff. Welcome back to the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Happy Sunday morning to ya.
Good morning.
Good morning there. Top of the morning. Anyways, guys, welcome back. It is the Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Loudini, your host, with my good friend,
Right. Yeah.
my best friend.
It's me. You know, you're my best friend.
He's like, it's like, remember that song, from the courtship of Eddie's father? He's my best friend.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who? Now you get $1 if you remember that movie, that television show.
Mr. Eddie Father's son.
So we got Pittsburgh Kevin, Loudini
Yes.
here in the house. Go to rockrageradio.com and download the free app or just listen live right there on the website. And don't forget to check out our good friends at Music from the
There
412.
It was in there. I knew
Music
it was
from
in
the
there.
412.com. And, of course, great Pittsburgh-based stuff. And you can find us on Facebook, of course, at Lou Lombardi's Guitarist Inner Circle. Hey, speaking of music, before we get into our thing here, speaking of music from the 412, our brother Bill, his family was in a insane car accident.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. As I was watching, and I wanted to talk about this. I put this in the notes real quick. As I was watching the Rick Beato interview with Billy Joel, did you see that?
I have not seen it yet.
Fantastic.
Is it really good?
It's great.
Okay.
I was he started messaging me on I posted it, I think, in the group maybe. And tagged him or sent it to him. I definitely sent it to Michael Goltz. I don't know if you know Michael. He's a photographer.
Okay.
He's, Billy Joel is like his second favorite artist. His first is Pink Floyd. So when I saw that, I immediately thought of him and I sent it to him. But anyway, so Bill and I got to talking, and they were in a 4-car pileup, jaws of life, the whole thing.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Woo.
And his I think he said his wife went by life flight to the hospital. His daughter went by ambulance. The ambulance had a car accident on the way to the hospital.
Holy shnikes.
So he says everybody just sustained minor. Nobody has a broken bone, just minor bumps and bruises. We might have a concussion though. There might be a concussion, but which is serious.
Yeah,
but
could have been so much worse.
Absolutely. We could be going to funerals. Yeah. So it was really bad. So God bless him. He is still here. Music from the 412 is carrying on. So please go ahead and patronize them. Shout out to our good friend Lily V6 over at Hot Lakes with Lily 6. Lily has a very special event coming up soon in a couple of months. We're really excited for her.
Yes.
So we will be
sister from another mister.
We might be talking about that more in the future. But so one of the things, and I think I want you to talk about this in the second segment.
Okay.
I saw your TikTok this week about the Huey helicopter. And I think that might be good. You want to talk about it in the second segment?
Well, I'm actually going to talk about it in this segment.
Oh, you are? Okay, well, never mind then. I want to keep it more music this time, but go ahead. That's fine.
We can talk about it in the other.
No, never mind.
Well, because I'm doing a whole topic of TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's all good. So I want to talk about that. But so go ahead and we're going to just go ahead and jump in. I got all kind of stuff we're going to hit today. Real quick, we're going to hit the neural amp modeler. I want to talk about pain, posture, and technique with your guitar playing. Fender's now going after Fender dealers. The Dookie amp.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. The worst name ever for an amplifier.
I think so.
And we're gonna give a quick rundown. Made in Japan Guitarist put out a video on the Aria Pro II.
Oh.
And it's really fast. I'm going to hit a couple of highlights on that. All so, anyways, we're coming up with all that. But we do have Pittsburgh Kevin here. Pittsburgh Kevin, what's going on in your world?
Listen, we're going to start off. It seems like every podcast we have this kind of conversation, but we're going to get this out of the way and then we can get on to happier things. So, this week we lost two people in the music world. I'm going to talk about the first one here, Jennifer Finch. Do you know who Jennifer Finch is?
L7?
That's right, the bassist from L7. A couple of weeks ago, she kind of released that she was fighting an aggressive brain cancer. Yikes! That's no good. Unfortunately, she did pass away. That was very quick. Very quick, because they were getting like GoFundMes for her treatment and everything. And here she lost her battle. She was only 59. Now, here's the thing I thought, because I was kind of checking up on her. Of course, L7. She was in L7. Do you know she played bass for Biff Naked?
What? I'm not surprised. Okay.
Yes, it's very cool. I'm like, Lou and I are big Biff Naked fans. So, rest in peace, Jennifer. And, of course, the other one, which is kind of cuts back to the podcast, because we talked about this fella maybe about 2-3 podcasts ago, and Wayne Chavel of Chavel guitar fame has also passed away. Now, he went a little bit longer than Jennifer. He was 85 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so, rest in peace to both of those people. Thank you so much for your music.
Not Bruce Wayne, Millionaire Playboy. Wayne Chavel.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Bruce Wayne. No, it was Wayne Chavel. So, rest in peace, both of you guys. Thank you so much for your music, for your instruments, and we got to stop doing this. I got to stop reporting on this kind of crap here. Hey, if yous are a rock star out there, get busy procreating so I can start reporting on New Life. What do you think of that, Lou? New Life.
Well, Dave Grohl had a baby.
True.
You know, Mr.
True.
Pittsburgh.
Think about it.
The Blues had a baby.
They did.
And they named it Rock and Roll.
That's right. And if rock and roll went by a different name, it would be Chuck Berry.
That's right.
That's right. All right. Back to you, Loudini.
So, as many of you know, as you should know, I teach guitar, and I had a student this week. He's an adult student. He's an older student. He's a beginner though.
Okay.
He's got an interesting situation. Him and his wife are empty nesters, and so he has money to buy guitars. So he has some really nice guitars. He's got an American Standard Strat that's like really, really nice. He's got a Gibson Les Paul Sunburst. It's a studio, but it's really, really nice. It is a really nice guitar. He's got a couple of acoustics. He's got a bass that matches the Strat.
Really?
He's got the matching. He said he saw it. And he's like, well, I want the matching bass too. So he's like,
good for him.
He's in that kind of situation. So, anyways, he has a shoulder injury.
Oh.
That causes his left hand to shake.
Nice vibrato. There you go.
No,
always look
like
on the bright
as
side.
in it, he can't. His fingers want to kind of go off the note and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we've been like trying to figure out what we're going to do over the past couple lessons, and when we were playing this past week, I was showing him how to do like a power chord, the bass, very basic. I'm going to pause this for real quick. The thing that goes like this,
Right.
The two notes, the root and the fifth, and. I was like, how's that feeling to you? And he says, my hand's completely frozen. I can't even move it.
Wow.
So we messed around, usually played it with the first finger and the third finger. So I said, well, play it with the first and the pinky, because that's not as much stretching.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? So
we
tried that and everything. And this is funny, because sometimes Occam's razor, right? Sometimes, not really. The Occam's razor, but whatever, maybe.
Okay.
Sometimes the simplest solution, so we're sitting there, and he likes. I have one of those one of those footstools that you use when you play classical guitar.
Oh yes.
So we put that under his left leg, and that improved things.
Interesting.
And he had a strap, and I'm like, what if we jack that strap way up?
Oh.
So the way I'm playing right now, my guitar is kind of like just slightly, like kind of halfway below my stomach, like kind of across the middle of my stomach. Kind of in the waist area. Sure. So what we did with his was we put it up way up here. In fact, he may even end up putting it up a little bit higher. And I said, "How does that feel?" He goes, "Oh my God." like I can play, and there is no shaking, and there's no like I don't, my hand isn't locked up. I'm like, okay. I said, well, practice like that this week, and let's see how it goes. So that is something that you have to pay attention to, especially for beginners. I was telling him, like everybody knows, like Slash and Jimmy Page, they look super cool. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's way down by their knees or whatever. But when I only ever saw Slash play live one time, like I went to see him, and every time he went to play anything remotely difficult. I mean, like even the intro to Sweet Child of Mine, he walked up to one of the speakers and put his leg up. Put his leg up, and then the guitar was up like by his chest. Anytime he went to play any kind of shreddy lick or whatever, he picked the guitar up. So and that was very telling about like that whole thing he has going on.
How smart of him too! Like it's going to look really cool. I need to get this guitar up, and I don't want to be BB King and have it way up here by my nipples. So I'll just walk over to the monitor and just give that cool rock and roll stance, and boom.
Although solved. You can do that and look pretty rocking. You know who does? He wears the guitar up real high. Tom Morello.
Oh yeah,
he wears it up. He wears it up real high, and it's funny because he's not really a shredder or anything like that per se. I know he can play. He's very good guitar, very accomplished. But anyways, so like that solved greatly improved his problem. So keep that in mind if you teach or you're learning yourself. Also, one other thing, because he was talking about acoustic guitars, and I said, Jim, don't mess with that right now. He went and bought some acoustic guitar, and I said, don't even. No. Just stick with the electric. And so those of you out there that are thinking about learning, and you're thinking, well, maybe I should start on acoustic. Don't.
No.
Start on electric.
I concur.
You can get the barrier to entry financially for electric now is so low that you can get super inexpensive. I mean, you can even plug into the computer now.
Yeah.
There's there's many ways. Your cell phone has the cell phone apps that have guitar amps. There's a million ways to do it. So get an electric guitar because it's just going to make everything a lot easier. You'll start to be able to play music. You won't be fighting the guitar the whole time. Yeah. Once you can do some of that and you go like, wow, man, but I really want to play acoustic, then get an acoustic, but don't start, if you got kids or whatever and you're going like, well, should I start them on acoustic? No, get them on an electric guitar like first thing, and they're going to have a much better experience. I had a great, I'll never forget this. This kid went on to be a music major, and he teaches music in a school and everything. But he was one of these students that came to me with an acoustic guitar, and he was really struggling. Yeah. And I was like, man, So his parents said, well, we're going to get him an electric guitar either for his birthday or Christmas or something. I was like, thank God. Complete turnaround.
Yes.
Like in a week or two, like all of a sudden, like he was practicing a lot. You could tell he was really enjoying it. It wasn't killing his hand.
Nice.
So, that's just a little tip from your Uncle Loudini.
I concur.
What else you got?
All right, so we had mentioned that Yngwie. All right, so here's the deal.
Yngwie.
Hey, Yin's guys know me. I'm on TikTok, right? And the other day, I'm rummaging through my closets, and I find my old helmet from the Army. And it brought back so many memories. I'm like, I'm going to do some TikToks with Army stories.
Keep talking. I'm singing the song while you do your tape.
When you sing, I just want to sing with you.
Whatever.
So I put the old helmet on there, and I did a couple of TikToks, some with the helmet, and just telling Army stories. And so
were you in the Lord's Army?
I still am. And so back in the day, before there was TikTok, I used to make tons of YouTube videos. And this is when I had more money than brains. And I'd go out and buy a new guitar, a new to me guitar, and pow, immediately I'd be on the YouTube, right? And I got kind of turned off to YouTube because of all the negative comments, right? You can't play. That's stupid. You just don't know what you're talking about, right? And I just got kind of and I stopped making the YouTube videos. TikTok has been very different. For musicians, for the most part, we all kind of like stick together. Like, even if you suck, you're like, hey, you're making progress. Okay, right? So I did these 3 Army videos. Veterans apparently are not as forgiving. I got 1 or 2 nice comments. Hey, I was a veteran, and this brings back memories. But I got like some really
Really?
Yeah, like because I have this. This is the actual helmet that I wore in the Army, and they're like, no, you got to turn all that. Some one guy's like, no, you got to turn all that in. This is bullshit. I'm like, what? Shut the. Listen.
What was like 40 years ago?
It's 40 years ago, and trust me, there's ways.
It's 40 years ago today.
Ways to get it. Now, I ended up deleting those videos because I'm like, I'm tired of having to delete the comments.
I'm so sorry, dude, because I really enjoyed that story, and I really liked that.
Yeah. Here's when I decided to delete them. When I started getting comments from a TikToker named Dr. Penis Pump.
No.
Yes. And they made no sense whatsoever, and there are multiples on all of the videos, and I'm like, you know what? We're going back to playing guitar and telling guitar stories.
Wow.
I know. I'm like, wow.
Well, tell the story then, since it's no longer there. Tell the story about the Huey.
Okay.
Because I was really like shocked by that, because I want to ask you some questions about it. But go tell the story.
Well, there was 2 stories about the Huey. There was the one with the protesters. Is that the one? Or
no.
you want the security overflight?
There's the one about the security overflight, because I was like baffled by it. But go ahead.
Okay. So I was an MP, and I provided security for special weapons. Think about that. Okay. And we used to
the kind of weapons people might protest.
There you go. Right. And so we used to ship them out, and
ship them out. Okay.
Not ship them out. Oh my God.
Ship them out. Wait a minute, I gotta shit this missile out. Fuck.
But we had a Yngwie helicopter at the depot I worked at, and it would provide a security overflight for when the jets would come in to take these payloads out to wherever they were going. And every now and again, I got to fly on the Yngwie, and I would be on the door, on the side of the Yngwie. I was basically a door gunner. And when they're loading whatever they're loading onto that jet, nobody is allowed on that tarmac. Nobody's allowed on that runway because it's very high security. Well, we had one sergeant that thought he was above it all, and he starts driving across the runway heading toward the tarmac, and I didn't see him from where I was in Yngwie, but the pilot saw him, and he literally took this Yngwie and turned it on its almost on its side, to the point where I'm looking out the door and I can see the ground. That's how sharply.
How did you not fall out?
I wish you're strapped in.
Okay.
You're strapped in.
Jeez,
but I didn't know, right? And this pilot, he was an ex-Vietnam pilot, Vietnam warrior.
The ones that are running away are Viet Cong.
You just don't lean in so hard.
The ones that aren't running away
are well-disciplined.
Viet Cong, yeah. Go ahead.
But anyway, and he literally, like within inches, put his skid on the hood of that vehicle. Not
the propeller.
No,
skid.
The skid underneath. Yeah. And
wow, that's some skilled flying.
Oh yeah, he was really good. But that was a lot of fun. Do you have questions about that? But yeah.
My question about it was like,
yes,
helicopters.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be really tricky.
And
like that kind of flying in a helicopter seems. I thought you were going to tell me that he got in trouble for doing that.
Oh hell no, that was his job, and he would have cried. I was like, dear Jesus, because we did not like this sergeant that decided that he was going to come onto the tarmac, and I'm like, dear Jesus, please let this pilot tell me to light this guy up. But yeah, that was a lot of fun flying in the Yngwies, man. But yeah, when it comes to and so if you're on social media, don't take it to heart. I may have overreacted by deleting the videos. Okay, so what? But I learned that a long time ago in YouTube. Don't take it to heart of people, because people are assholes on the internet.
Sometimes I am. I don't ever make any comments anywhere, but there's something about TikTok. It's just these people aggravate the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I feel and some of these videos have so many comments, like the idea that anybody's going to cue in on mine.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
like, you know what I mean? It's not just, I might as well vent.
Yeah.
my thing. I have a question for you. Speaking of social media and people that present on
Sure.
social media.
Yes.
Let me ask you this question. I know the answer to this question. I know you know the answer, but I'm making a point.
Okay.
Is the word specifically or specifically?
Oh my God, it's specific.
I know there's freaking like
Don't even get me started on
actual
grammar on the internet.
presenters, like people that are professionals that are making like thousands of dollars a month on social media, and they say specifically.
Opposed to? Look, you're opposed to do this.
I'm
Like
scared.
males, I'm scared. Yes, people, please. Oh.
Is it okay? This is tricky. Is it fall to sleep or fall asleep?
Fall asleep.
But fall to sleep could be right now. Go to sleep.
Did I? You can fall asleep.
Right? No, that's what I mean. But to sleep would be go to sleep, right? Not fall to sleep. Yeah. What am I saying?
Yeah, it wouldn't be fall to sleep.
Would
It'd be
fall asleep and go to sleep.
Thank you.
Not go asleep.
I used to be back in the days of MySpace.
You can't go to sleep now.
In the early days of Facebook, I was a self-proclaimed grammar Nazi, and I would just because it just rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, look, I learned in school.
They learned me how.
They learned me how to talk gooder. Why can't you people? And I finally had to give that up because people were calling me out. They're like, dude, simmer down. Simmer down now. Anyway,
I'm not a grammar Nazi, but I will edit a comment if I use Y-O-U apostrophe R when I meant Y-O-U-R.
I know that they're too.
You know what I mean? I try
know
to.
that.
But sometimes stuff, and there's sometimes like,
And sometimes autocorrect will screw you up too.
yeah. And on these little screens, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to make it do it wrong.
We're old. We had
But
poor
I
eyesight.
try to be like, if it's like a little creator, like we try to be encouraging.
Yeah.
But some of these like big channels, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, shut up.
You've called me out a couple of times because there's a couple of times
did?
I've talked about not me personally, but my attitude toward creators. Because I've talked about like people like there's one young lady who got a drum kit. And she was just miming. She goes, I want to learn how to play the drums. And she was just miming. She would just play the music really loud. And I'm like, and I kind of, that's bullshit. And then she started actually playing, and she does not have good timing. And I think I talked about it on the podcast. And you're like, Kevin, she's having fun. She's trying. And I'm like, you know what, Lou, you're absolutely right. So,
you're right. And then right in the same breath, I can get mad at somebody for saying opposedly or specifically.
Opposed to.
Specifically.
Specifically.
A Minty, who I really like. I love him. But he said he was talking about, he did a thing just today on Tales from the Crypt comic books here. And he said specifically.
Oh.
And WDW Pro, who we're going to talk about in the next segment, was said specifically too. And he's like he's got like an FM radio kind of person.
Yeah, you would think he probably had some sort of broadcasting training.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, what are you doing? Anyways, so
all right, back to you,
back to this. Let's talk about some stuff here. So, I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Did you fall or did you? Or felt?
I felt. So, Neural Amp Modeler. So this is an interesting piece of technology. I guess I'm living under a rock. I'm still playing through an amp.
What?
So the Neural Amp Modeler, or NAM, N-A-M, is a free open source software system that uses machine learning, aka artificial intelligence, to create extremely accurate digital models or captures of guitar amps, pedals, preamps, and even complete signal chains. So here's what the traditional amp simulation try to mathematically recreate how a Fender, Marshall, or Mesa actually work.
Okay.
Whereas the NAM doesn't care about how the circuit works. It just listens to the real amp, compares the input and output of thousands of times, and trains the neural network to behave exactly like the original piece of gear. It's pretty ingenious.
Interesting.
It's pretty ingenious. Okay. So it was created by Steve Atkinson, a guitarist who also worked as a scientist using machine learning. Around 2019, he started experimenting with applying neural networks to guitar amplifiers simply as a hobby project. The first test worked surprisingly well, but the project sat dormant for a couple of years before he revived it in 2022. By 2023, it had exploded into one of the hottest projects in guitar technology. Okay, so it's totally free, 100% free. You go and you can download the app, the interface. I'm not sure what you call the plugin.
Okay. Yeah.
It is a plugin in your workstation, but it also will work as a standalone.
Oh, okay.
So you can just like turn it on your computer, plug your guitar in, and play through it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's cool.
I did it, and I'm going to talk about it. So anybody can download. It's 100% free. It's open source. So this is what's really interesting is people are constantly adding to it, and then people it has a capture. That service isn't the word I want. Feature. It has a capture feature, so people will capture their own amps and cabinets and upload them to the network, and then you can get. So like I was playing through a Marshall JCM 800 and a 68 Super Lead this week and stuff. I was like, this is really cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. It's very cool. So many users feel the NAM captures the pick attack, note bloom, amp sag, compression, and breakup better than almost anything else. Steve Atkinson himself performed comparisons against commercial profilers and found NAM achieving extremely low error compared to the original amplifier. It can capture tube amps, solid-state amps, overdrive pedals, fuzz. Yeah, so there's effects on here too.
Okay.
Compressors, EQs, microphone preamps, entire amp and cabinet setups, and complete recording signal paths. So this is something that's like a lot of people, specifically when you're recording, specifically when you're recording drums. Vocals, acoustic guitars, the signal path. There's like these legendary like. I remember one time I was listening to my buddy and I we were working on a recording project, and so we were listening to all these great recordings, playing these recordings for each other, and he played me something. I can't remember what it was, and he was like, you realize, Lou, there's probably $100,000 worth of gear between the microphone and by the time it hits the tape, so these signal chains for that studio signal chains like that are like legendary. There's so many recordings that you love that are done with a specific signal chain that gives it like a really, that gives it that sound.
Yeah.
Sort of like the Kemper because of the profiling. Quad Cortex then expanded this idea. Tonex brought AI captures to the software. NAM is the open source version that anyone can improve. So you come up with stuff, you upload it there, you actually are improving, and it's learning as you're doing it. It's absolutely fascinating. You can connect your amp, test a signal through it, record the response, and then train the model. So thousands of users have captures of, right at the top, the D word, Dumbolt, Trainwreck, Fender Tweed, Marshall Plexi, Soldano, Mesa Boogie, Friedman, Bogner, Orange Matchless, and like any other thing you can really imagine. Almost everything is free. I believe that some people might have some stuff that they want to sell, but I'm not sure. Everything I saw was free.
Okay.
But there might be that. I think that what you can do is people create their own, and I don't think they sell them through the NAM website. They sell them on their own for the software, for the interface. It's called Gateways, the name of the gizmo. It is it's very simple. There is a input level noise gate, which is awesome. Yeah. Bass, middle, treble, and output, and it's that's all there is on there. Now, when they do these captures, they're capturing the amp in a certain with a certain setting.
Okay.
So while that EQ stuff will let you vary it a little bit, you would want other captures. If say you downloaded a Marshall, but you were like, oh, I wish it wasn't so gainy. You'd want to go back to that user or whatever, and he probably has uploaded versions of that Marshall with like less distortion, maybe clean. Sure. You know what I mean? So you're not like trying to get too. It will the interface will allow you to do some stuff with it to a degree, but it functions better if you get it with the sound that you're already looking for.
Okay.
And then, of course, when you plug it into your workstation, you can pair it with all your effects and everything. It can't do reverbs and delays and things like that. I mean, and it was explained why, and I don't understand enough about it to be able to say.
All right.
And this can be the interface can be put on, or the excuse me. These Sims models, whatever you want to call them, they can be put on a lot of different devices.
Okay.
So, like, I know they're compatible with the Black Star modeler thingy, and a bunch of things like that. I'm not sure if they work with quad cortex and those things yet. But they're definitely in that. They're definitely shooting for that. The works with any DAW desktop audio workstation that supports VST3 or AU, including Reaper, Logic Pro, Cubase, Studio One, Ableton, Pro Tools. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. Now, real quick, personal experience. It took me a really long time to get it to make a sound.
Oh, really?
Yes, I downloaded it and I played around. They have a very good user group on Facebook, which I joined, and it turned out there was something in my interface. There was a setting that I changed, and then there's always a button. The other thing I had to do was I had to route it. So I don't know if it's just my setup, but I had to use Loopback, which is a third-party software, to route it. When I played it through my workstation, I played it through Reaper. It worked fine. One of the things was I couldn't make the clean guitar sound disappear. No matter what I did, I could still hear the direct guitar sound plugged in, and yet that was a setting. And those guys on the forum helped me. They pointed me in the right direction. I was able to do that. It's fun. I'm looking forward to exploring it more, but I couldn't get it to work properly so that I could play it through my system and you would be able to hear it well for the podcast. So we'll have to go to a part 2 on this, and I'll keep you updated on it. Today, when I went to, when I played it as standalone, it sounded pretty good. When I tried to make it work through Reaper, it was just like terrible whistling noise. I don't know. So I got to play around. I don't know if it's something here. I don't know. Who knows? Okay. So anyway, it's kind of cool. You guys should check it out. It's 100% free. For those of you that are doing the, playing through the computer and stuff like that, well, first of all, why wouldn't you? I mean, you can, there's interface for these things is dirt cheap now. You can get a 1 or 2 channel interface and you could do all this fun stuff. But, playing around with stuff like that, give it a shot. Let me know if you like it. What do you think? We're going to talk about it in the in our guitarist inner circle group for sure. Cool. But yeah, I wanted to kind of mention that. What else you got?
One more. This is the thing that one of my TikTok friends came up with, and we've talked about this in the past. Guest vocals on hit songs, not cameos, Lou. Guest vocals. Lou's got a smile on his face because we had this big discussion about that. She had brought up Walter Egan. Remember Walter Egan?
Yeah.
Magnet and Steel. And I was today years old when I realized the backing vocals is Stevie Nicks.
Yeah.
Yep. Once you hear it, once you know that,
it was like we were talking about Richard Marx.
Right,
on the Lionel Richie song, and I played a few a few weeks later on a mix or something. I was like, I can definitely hear
it. There he is. She also sang on, remember John Stewart's Gold?
Dude, are you kidding? That is one of my absolute. In fact, guys, I think we're going to play that in the second.
There you go.
I love that song. It's one of, I always wanted to get somebody when I was playing with Katie Simone. I always wanted us to do that song.
Yes.
But yeah, go ahead. What else you got?
Another one is you remember Carly Simon's "You're So Vain."
Yes.
Of course, we all know Mick Jagger's on that. David Bowie's "Fame." John Lennon is in the background of that. Very good. And, of course, everybody knows Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing." It's Sting. And if you was into R&B back in the day, Maxwell's "Somebody Watching Me." That's the old Michael Jackson.
Mike Jackson.
Neil Sedaka's "Bad Blood," which I actually have on my playlist. For some reason, I love that song. Elton John sings background. Right. And I remember finding this out. I'm like, oh my God, I did not know this. Andrew Gould's "Lonely Boy." There was one like hunk of lyric, one like whatever, where he's singing about his sister being born. It's Linda Ronstadt that sings the harmonies along with that. Yes. And we had mentioned Lionel Richie's "All Night Long." Richard Marx is on there. Heart. What About Love?
Okay.
Grace Slick.
I did not know that.
And Mickey Thompson. There you go.
Thomas.
Not Thompson. Not Thompson. Larry, one of these days I'm going to learn how to read in that. And one I just learned today, Chicago's "Wishing You Were Here." And once I heard this, I'm like, of course, it's the Beach Boys, Carl and Dennis Wilson singing the backup on that. So,
which one was that?
"Wishing You Were Here."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, once you hear it, you're like, oh, of course it is. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I like kind of finding these little things.
James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt sing the background vocals on "Heart of Gold" by Neil Young.
Okay.
If I remember this correctly,
yes,
they didn't. Yeah, it was. They were on the Johnny Cash show. That was it. And they were all on the and they went after the show. And he brought them in, and they all sang on "Heart of Gold."
That's cool. Back in the day when musicians hey, you're in town, you want to come over to the studio? Yeah, sure, why not?
Well, it's like Prince plays the synthesizer on "Stand Back" by Stevie Nicks.
Yes. Very cool.
Strange bedfellows, Prince and Stevie Nicks. You wouldn't think those two, but they were both huge stars of the '80s.
So there you go. Back to you, Lou.
So Fender is now going after. They sued one of their own dealers.
My God.
My God. Where's this going? Like, what are they thinking? Like,
I don't know. They're crazy.
I don't know. They say that their profits aren't down since they started this. They said, no, we're
bullshit.
Yeah, right. I don't know, man. Like, Fender, what are you guys doing? I could understand, to some degree, maybe if they went to some guys and said, look, this is really like a lot like a Strat. Can we work out look, we don't want the world. Can we work out like a 2% license, like something easy? Something easy. Like we get it. You've been doing this a long time, and we're not here to, you know what I mean? Like, we don't want to put you out of business, but it sounds like they want to put people out of business.
Yeah.
So so far that they haven't had the day in court with Toman yet. But are they going to police the name? And some YouTubers have said that they've gotten, that they're concerned about saying the name Stratocaster when referring to another brand. Like, oh, that's a Sir Strat, or that's a Yamaha Strat, or whatever, Yeah. And they're concerned about that, but I wouldn't be concerned about shit. Like, I'd be like, sure, that's nice. You send that, I'll wipe my ass with it, and send it back to you. I mean, come on, dudes. That's absolutely
suing their own dealers. That's
yeah.
great.
Well, I mean, like, I don't understand. Are they like that hard up? I mean, is there something like financially going on that we don't know about? That's like not. I mean, some of these, like Dean Guitars had a bankruptcy. Now this is what. Oh, they went bankrupt. Like, dude, you know how many like people like business people go bankrupt.
Yeah.
Go bankrupt or have a bankruptcy, and they just that just restructures the debt.
Right.
It's a mechanism for
Right.
restructuring the debt.
Exactly.
That's all that does. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're
They're
out of business.
disappearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Although G&L is gone.
Yeah.
But this, I don't know. We've talked about this before. They've done a lot of these like novelty things. The only guitar I thought was cool, an amp that was really innovative. Is it innovative or innovative?
Oh my God! Don't get me started.
I know the internet's ruining the English language.
Yep.
It was that whole line of gear that they made for Jack White. We talked about this last week.
Mm-hmm.
That amplifier is really neat. Those guitars are super cool. But again, the guitars are basically guitars they've been making.
Yeah.
Just like kind of gussied up a bit.
Just a bit.
So I don't know. Like maybe the market is right for somebody to come up with something new. We're going to talk here in a minute about Aria Pro II.
Oh yeah.
But what else you got?
That's it for me.
So this is all over my YouTube feed. Is the Dookie amp?
Do tell.
Okay, so
Dookie.
listen.
Yeah.
This is a terrible name. This is a terrible
Shit
name. I'm kind of I get why they called it that, because it's the Billy Joe Armstrong amplifier
All
that
right.
he used on the album Dookie.
Okay.
But a Dookie
However-
is something that I flush every morning.
Exactly.
After
did
my
Dookie
my
go?
second cup of coffee. Yeah. And it's cool looking. Here, let me.
Is it brown?
No, that would be hilarious.
Brown Tolex?
I know. Marshall Dookie amplifier. You got to see what it looks like. It actually looks really cool.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, it's not kind of baby blue.
Yeah.
It's neat.
So it's not brown.
It's not brown.
Yeah.
With them, but
not tuck and roll.
essentially what it is is I can't remember who the producer was on the session, but they were trying to get him like a tougher tone, and they had one of these. They had a modded. It's a plexi, just a modded plexi, and I believe it was modded by Bob Bradshaw.
Okay.
And he just really liked it, and then eventually he went to Marshall, or did he have? No, he bought a reissue plexi and sent it to him, and they modded that one. And he toured with that, so he could have that similar sound live, and it just sort of became his sound. I didn't really know what to expect with an amplifier called Dookie,
Right.
and I hadn't really listened to Green Day in a minute. Honestly, they're not like my favorite band or anything. They're
Sure.
okay.
I'll hear.
They're all
I'll
right.
listen to them. Whatever.
Sorry. So I did listen to Riffs Beard. What's it called? Beards and Riffs. What's the name of the YouTube channel?
I don't know.
Riffs and Beards. What's the name of the YouTube channel? Riffs, Beards, and Gear by Fluff on YouTube. And so I listened to his demo of it, and he's really all excited about it. I'm like, okay. I was ready to type in like 20 thumbs down in the comments, just to be a dick. But I listened to it, and it sounds very cool. It gives you that good, like in the low end. That's not even good. It's got some chug. It's got
Chug to it,
surprisingly a lot of gain, and it's got a good chug kind of thing with the on the low end. Also, apparently it's very touch sensitive. There was a guy playing it, and he was playing around with. He's playing a white Les Paul. Cool. That's always a good thing.
There you go.
And then he was just working the volume and light, and then adjusting his picking touch, and he got a lot of sounds. So for it being something that's associated with punk rock, I thought that it sounded to me like it was pretty versatile.
Okay.
And plus it looks cool in that baby blue. But the Dookie thing,
The name.
Dookie. I was, and I just got to make one quick criticism. Tim Pierce, I saw, this is the most important amplifier of all in all of rock history. And I'm like, so I clicked on it, and it was the Dookie amp, and I'm like, no, that is not the most important.
no.
I made a comment. I'm like, Tim, are you like losing it? Like, we're not going to talk about Eddie's Marshalls, like
Right.
The Marshall that Clapton played through on the Blues Brothers. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I know.
Anyways, so the Dookie amp
Yep. There you go.
gave me a big Dookie. So, do you remember Aria Pro II?
My very first brand new guitar, because I had bought like used guitars.
buyed.
The very first brand new guitar I ever bought was a 1984 Aria Pro RS Standard, and I still have that guitar today. So yes, I am well aware of Aria Pro II.
So, this was a company made by a guy, a Japanese gentleman named Arai.
Oh.
And the name is an anagram of his name. And interestingly, aria comes from classical music.
Yeah.
So there's an aria. So like it kind of like worked out. But he was a classical guitarist who was at some point made it's called MIJ Guitar on YouTube. They didn't seem to have the real reason, but for whatever reason, instead of going a career in classical guitar performance, he got into like selling guitars, making guitars. I don't believe he was an actual luthier himself, but got companies going and everything like that. And initially it was acoustic guitars and classical guitars in like the early 60s. By the late 60s though, they were they really because they were such good makers, because they built such good guitars, they were able to make copies of Les Pauls and Stratocasters that were actually pretty much as good as the American ones. And if you can find, and in the 70s and 80s, they were really right there with Greco. Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the Greco. Yeah. What's the other one? There was another one that was is it Takai?
Yeah,
there's a couple of them. There was a couple of them at that time that are like they're sought after, even though they are knockoffs of Gibsons. And so they were really kind of right there doing that. But over time, they decided to go, and I think this was really to their credit, was they decided to stop copying and not do as much direct copying.
Right.
And kind of like say, okay,
like an inspired
by. So like that Aria Pro II, that so they went Aria, then they added the word Pro because they were like, this will give it like, this will kind of elevate the brand.
Right, it's not a cheap knockoff.
Yeah, exactly.
This is something you can go out and actually gig with or whatever.
Absolutely. So they started to make them more and more professional, and they started to do like kind of what Paul Reed Smith started to do with taking the Les Paul, the Strat, and finding ways to kind of improve it a bit.
Exactly. And
the Aria Pro II, the 1500, and then later on, I believe the PER80, which actually had the Gibson scale. These were like really nice guitars. They are all mahogany, I believe. I don't believe they have the maple top.
Okay.
But the carve on these things is to die for.
Right.
They give you a great neck joint. Where you get great
you don't
access.
have the heel.
There's no heel. Yeah, they eliminated the heel. They correct the headstock a little bit so that you better tuning stability. It's excuse me. The pitch is a little less radical. It's more like this. I'm playing a McCarty. It's a little bit more like this guitar.
Okay.
McCarty.
Yeah.
It has a little bit of a pitch to it, but
radical,
not as radical. So the idea that it would break. But it had some beautiful appointments. The knobs are recessed, which I think it's just a neat little.
Very cool.
That's just a neat little thing, Just add, the knobs. The knobs were all recessed. Also, they had their own bridge that they designed. It was a one-piece bridge. It wasn't like a tunematic bridge, but they had a one-piece bridge that they that they had designed. That made some minor, some little improvements. And they gave some variations and things like that. So like they were really want to be thought of as serious. And they sold this guitar. So around this time that this came out, the Les Paul was selling for around $800.
Right.
They sold their guitar for $800. They wanted to be like, and there's something, the psychology of price. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, if something's too cheap, people would just go, can it be any good? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, even now, like, neither one of us are like, made out of money, but like, we hear guitars $500. We're like, well, really? Is it any good? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As the late 70s and 80s came along, they really branched out and made things that were more along the lines of super strats and things like that. They have a couple that were sort of very influenced by Alembic and BC Rich.
Oh, yeah.
There was the Matzimuku created the highly detailed Les Paul and Strat copy. So while they were doing this, they did delve into like Gibson Fender, but like really, really good. So you could get an exact if you wanted.
Yeah.
And they made V's. Yngwie played when he was in Alcatrazz. He played a V of theirs, which is a really cool guitar. He wanted, check this out. It had 2 humbuckers in it.
Okay.
He put 2 single coils in it. So like where the pickup rings were, like there was 2 Strat single coils, like angled, like caddy corner.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very weird looking.
Wow.
And eventually, I think they issued a special Yngwie with that in it.
Really?
Yeah, because it was Yngwie.
Okay.
So that was part of the a very young John Petruccie was
an endorser.
An Aria Pro endorser.
Yes.
So was Michael Schenkar.
Wow.
And so was Neal Schon.
Well.
These guitars, some of these guitars had very sophisticated electronics. The one of them had enough switching that they bragged that you could get over 200 distinct sounds.
Wow.
So that used to be a thing. You know what I mean? They wanted to get like Ovation made a guitar that it was kind of like a it was kind of like a 335.
Okay.
And it had the tone and volume, I believe, for each pickup. And then it had something called an Ovation switch.
Oh.
That it has like 5. It was like a big clunk, 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 clink, clink, clink rotary switch that gave you like these crazy out of phase, cross phase, mixing up all the pickups kind of thing. And so at that time, it was kind of thing in the 70s to kind of like in early 80s, like, how could they were trying to innovate.
Yeah.
And so Aria Pro was doing something very similar. Like I said, Neal Schon, I believe, also played one equipped with some kind of synthesizer on it.
Oh.
Yeah. So just very cool. Cool brand.
I remember. Do you remember? There. Oh, it's still there. There was a shopping mall here in Pittsburgh called South Hills Village, and there was an organ, like a keyboard dealer in there, a Kimball organ.
Right.
And if you went into the back of the store, they had electric guitars, and they were the Aria Pro IIs. Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Oh, and I used to go back there because I didn't know anything about guitars, and they were beautiful. And like you said, there was the Les Paul-ish. There's the double cutaway, like the juniors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I fell in love with their basses. Their basses were fantastic, and of course back then they were like $400, $500, just a little bit less than the Gibson. I didn't have $400 or $500. And to this day, every now and again, I'll go online and look to see if I could find on Reverb or on Marketplace. And now that they're like popular again, yeah, good luck. They're like $800.
Yeah, they're collectible. I've seen Aria Pros for $2,000.
Heck yeah. Remember that one you sent it to me because somebody had bought. I think it was on Reverb. Somebody had bought it. It was like a Frampton lookalike. It was the Les Paul style single cutaway, but it had triple pickups and it had the cream rings, but the black. And I'm like, and it was only that was like $250, and that's why you thought I had snagged it. And I'm like, man, if I'd seen that, I would have.
I remember playing those guitars in music stores. I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know if I played any new ones, but I definitely saw them, like, especially in the basement of Specialty Guitar and places like that, and picking them up and going like, I don't really see anything wrong with this. This is like a nice guitar.
Yeah.
You know, if it was a couple, used, they were a couple $100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Anyways, guys, that we're gonna play some music now. So stick around.
Stick around.
Go to rockrageradio.com, download the free app, or just listen right there on the website. Don't forget to check out music from the 412.com as well. And you can find us on Facebook. Lou Lombardi's Guitarist Inner Circle on Facebook. It's a private Facebook group. Just request entry. I let pretty much anybody in. I might take a quick look at your profile just to make sure you're a real person.
Not Dr. Penis Pump.
Yeah, no Dr. Penis Pump is not on there. So there's no, and it's pretty cool. Like, we don't harangue people over politics or social issues or anything like that. It's really all music, primarily guitar.
Right.
So if that's your thing, you check it out. Also, you're on TikTok still?
I'm on TikTok. Yeah, I think I'm going to go back to just doing music and stories about.
That was really cool. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I may revisit it. We'll see. Maybe I just won't wear the army helmet.
I want to follow Dr. Penis Pump now.
I know.
Is that his name? Dr. Penis?
I think it was Dr. Penis Pump. Yeah. And it was like. He just had stupid videos. I couldn't even get into them because they made no sense whatsoever. Like, if it was actually about penis pumps, I would have followed it. But it had nothing to do about.
On that happy note, you can find me as well as at Loudini Rocks. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. We are coming right back with some great music for those of you that are listening on Rock Rage Radio. So we're going to be coming back with that. Everybody else, thanks so much for hanging out. And we will catch... I'm out of breath here. Slow down, Loudini.
Excited.
We'll catch everybody on the next Loudini Rock and Roll Circus. Take care now.
See ya.